episode of Bad for the Community. It's Young Rob on the mic, St. Eves to the right, Tomo to the left, Nate Nix in the room.
Hello, how you doing?
And we got a special guest at the table with us. We got Lando Senju with us. Can we make some noise for... I'm going to press a button and I just hope it's a bomb.
Nice.
Yes. I got it right.
Nice.
Let's go. You deserve the bombs.
Glad to be here, bro. For real.
Nah, it's perfect timing too that, we got you on here, so we appreciate you sliding through. Yesterday, you had the event on the block, and you helped organize that event that we pulled up to. Now, what's it called? Nate was performing, Tomo was vending some clothes out. How was that, guys?
It was
that
fire.
experience.
I was fucking with the event. It was a great turnout,
Thanks.
They moved the location. It was originally going to be outside, but then there was some rain.
That was a very great idea to move it
Hey, it
inside.
was raining hard as shit, too.
Yeah.
And for a long-ass time. It was raining for like 3 hours.
During it? Bullshit.
Yeah, it was raining for like 3 hours.
Yeah. It was actually when I was on New Big Street.
By the time it was later, but even then, it was just hot as hell outside.
Bro.
If inside was hot, just imagine how outside.
I was gonna say, I think, after the rain though. While it was raining, it was a force.
True.
But after the rain, it was smooth. So
Dion is here with Tomo's
fried
two pieces of fried chicken and a bread roll. Is a bread roll?
Yeah, we'll see.
How much is it?
You should have just went in front.
It's like $5.
$5. It's not bad.
Yeah, man.
What'd you get? You got a breast or a wing?
I got thighs.
Okay.
Thigh guy.
So how many pieces?
Thick thighs save lives, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Crown Fried Chicken, if you're watching this right now, please give Tomo an endorsement.
No bullshit, bro.
He deserves
sponsor the whole spot.
All this nigga, what the fuck?
I was gonna say Tomo because Tomo definitely be on the Crown. Like,
bro, what? Nigga, you think
Give
you
him
put
his
Tomo
own
onto the
meal.
It
crown?
was this nigga Nate.
I want to do better for y'all.
Whoa, this shit bust, bro.
Saying, bro. He's looking at it like, ooh.
The way he peeked over, he's
I was trying to see if it's valid.
Like, that shit not even good. Let me try.
man, he like one of them little
Not
guys.
even I eat crown over Chipotle any day, nigga. No bullshit.
Don't do
That's
that.
a fact.
On me.
Bro, that is just
no.
chicken, bro. Like, you get
Well, that's
rice,
what he ordered, nigga.
you get
I was gonna say, 'cause
beans.
they have
I
different
don't
types
gotta
of
order
food.
that.
But even at Chipotle, you got rice, you got beans, you got vegetables, you got, like, all types of different meat.
They don't got
Don't do
gyros
that.
over there.
Okay.
You don't got what?
They don't got gyros at
They ain't got no
Chipotle.
steak and
true.
cheese.
Not jacking that.
Facts.
They don't got
steak and
guac.
cheese.
They don't got
They don't
guac.
got red velvet
Nigga,
cake,
go to
nigga.
Subway.
What would you need
Don't
guac
got-
with this meal for?
They don't got sweet potato
I'm
pie.
not saying with the meal. I'm just saying the variety of options you can get. Don't put, disrespect. It's crazy.
Chipotle is
As
some white
often as I
people
eat,
Mexican food.
That's true.
Facts. And
Qdoba's
Chipotle.
better.
Qdoba was owned by Jack in the Box. So I don't
Chipotle
know
is the
about that.
equivalent to
Did not know that.
Nigerian bowl. If y'all know, y'all know.
That's
I
a
can't comment
force.
on that.
No, that's yeah.
It's Niger Bowl.
Niger
Niger
bowl.
Bowl.
That's what it was. Yeah,
That's why the
from
joke didn't
Atlanta.
hit. That's why I didn't hit. That's what he told
Alright,
me.
That was like
yeah,
Nigerian
alright.
Bowl.
Makes
But
more
yeah,
sense.
the on the block event was fire. You feel me?
Thanks for getting us back on track.
I appreciated the performance opportunity and like just the element of the venue itself because like I'm from Roxbury, so it was in Hyde Park initially. Outside, moved to Roxbury like we said, indoors, and it was really cool just being able to like build community because like I don't know, like Tomo, you can speak on this as well whenever you're not eating the chicken.
Eating
But like
fucking
I didn't
chicken
know
live on the
more than
bar.
half of the people that were there.
Facts.
So I thought that was really
Facts.
cool, just being able to engage with people in a different way. Because like we were used to doing stuff where it's like the same people, or like our community is like continuing to build. You might have maybe like 10% of the people there we don't know, but for this one it was like more than half. So that was
Yeah.
really cool opportunity, just
And I
like
wanna-
exposure and just community.
I want to give a big ups to you because that's very important. Like, that's a whole untapped community that we're not a part of.
Facts.
You know what I mean? If for those who don't know, you're 18 years old, bro. You're young as shit doing the things that you're doing. And like even me and Ease were talking about it during the event. Like, this is kind of like the type of time we were on when we were their age, but we weren't even on this
Like,
step
we
yet.
didn't have
You feel me?
the resources
Like,
to make shit like that happen, to put on the whole event and all that. Nah, yeah, for sure.
Like
Even-
that's something that we caught on to in our 20s to put on events, and you're already doing it at 18, and you have people who genuinely showing love, willing to pay to watch you perform. How was that? Because I know you said it was also your first performance performing your music.
Yeah.
How was that?
Honestly,
Wait, what?
it was pretty nerve-wracking for a while.
I seen you
'cause
perform your music before.
my shit, like
Yeah,
my
like his
uncensored
project
music,
type
my
music.
discography. You see me perform music that like I wrote specifically for performing type shit, not like shit that I put out for my discography, That's what I mean.
You
when
ever
I
seen
say
the
it.
Wake Up Lando performance before
Right.
yesterday?
Nah.
You feel
Right.
me? So it's like
What's going
shit's
on,
hard.
Dion? Just press the shutter button real quick.
Technical difficulties.
Yo, what are you doing? Why are you pressing record?
Fight.
I'm finna have a heart attack.
But yeah, nah, that shit was fire, bro. No bullshit.
I really appreciate it. A lot of like
crazy.
A lot of time, effort, and thought went into that shit. We've been planning it since like February.
Facts. No bullshit.
It started off with just me and V, the videographer. Just like we were just having a dream, you know what I'm saying? Like we want to have our own youth-led event where we make the rules, we set the location and all that shit. Like basically just paving our own path where we are our own bosses. And it went from that to, you know what I'm saying, getting a grant, filling out all this different like logistical shit and really just making this shit come together, you know what I'm saying? Meeting all the time on like FaceTime or Discord to talk about it with our other organizers, Maki Ukio and AJ or Ajari. Yeah.
So like, how did it all come together to kind of realize like how to take that first step? Like, did you have OGs that you were going to be like, yo, what advice can you give me on how to set it up? Like,
yeah, we had plenty of people helping out. Like, I'm pretty sure Nate put us on to the grant that we used to fund the event to begin with.
Nate's good for the community.
Hell yeah. We were just reaching out to like pretty much everyone we know to help us put this shit together for tips. Like, it wasn't just the four of us. Like, yeah, it was youth led. We put this shit into motion, but it's really like a community thing. Like, it's the community that made this happen for real. So I'm super grateful to everyone who like supported in any capacity.
Yeah, facts. I seen V's parents out there. That shit was
Yeah,
dope.
facts.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's whose parents it was? Oh, that's dope.
There's a couple different people's parents out there.
Thanks.
That's hard.
I love moments like that when like the parents are watching too, because it's really like dreams coming true
Yeah,
and like
it's like,
solidifying like the vision in their minds as well.
I
It's
think
like,
it's
oh, this is what you be doing all the time.
Facts.
like,
it's different.
They'll
Like,
never get it till they
generational-
see it.
Right.
The generational divide is like closing in a way, because you know what I mean. Like with our parents, like they're not trying to pull up. You know, we be talking about the
Do you
music.
want your
Maybe
parents
not
to pull
my
up?
music, but I know for you,
I
Tom,
didn't
it's
want
like
mine to.
Nah, I would want my mom to pull up to my event. It's the setting though. If it's like
Yeah,
most of
facts.
a lot of the times where I get booked, it's like I don't want my mom in that type of setting. Type
Yeah.
shit.
She be
If I'm
trying to come.
performing, I sound like at the morning show. My mom was supposed to pull up to the morning show, but she was like, "That's too early."
That is a good event.
Like,
Like,
it is early. That's valid. But yeah, so I think that's really cool though, you know what I mean? Just like the level of support that everyone receives from like their people that don't even know them, you know what I mean? People from like out of state, you feel me? Because like you had Sora pull up. I know like EXO was there too, who's from New
and
York,
Sora's the
pretty
one
sure.
who was wearing the like big clock.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
Sonic
Sonic
clock.
clock.
Yeah,
my
I know.
nigga,
I
And
did not
bro.
see that.
at the
That's
end of the
hard.
performance, like it was even crazy hearing you talk about how that was the first you've known him for
4 years.
4 years, but that was the first time y'all ever met in real life.
Yeah.
Yo, can you explain that story for us? Seriously,
crazy.
that
So
is
basically,
crazy.
when I first met Sora, I guess it's technically closer to 3 years, but I met him in May 2019. So at the end of my freshman year, like my first year making music type shit. I was just looking up type beats and shit, and like I saw one that was like had a few less views. I saw that he was kind of close to my size type shit. So I was like, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, like you're mad tough. Like I fuck with the fact that you named kid Sora because Kingdom Hearts is my favorite game.
Yeah.
My favorite series and shit. So we kind of bonded over that. Made a few songs and shit. Like we really got like mad close this year. We were in a collective for like a year together after that, but like this year we started like I don't know, just talking a shit ton like on Discord, like watching anime or making games or beats or whatever, not games, songs. But yeah, so once I had, you know, on the block lined up, we were looking for performers. I'm like, yo, like I don't even care if y'all take this nigga's paycheck out of my cut, but I need my nigga Kid Sora to pull up. No bullshit. Cause it's like, that's the first person I ever met, like strictly through making music, just on the internet. So it's like a full circle moment, you know. I had to invite him of all people. Cause
Real nigga.
we've been
Is
in
he
this
from
shit
here?
together.
Yeah,
Nah, he's from Maryland.
So he had to fly out here.
Nah, they drove.
Or
bro.
drove. Oh,
They drove. He
shit.
brought
Real
two
nigga.
of his homies, and
That's
him and
dope.
one other homie
Power of the
like
internet.
shared the ride here.
Facts. And I was gonna say that's important. Like he's talking about how the view counts is low. That's what you gotta do when you're looking for the beats on YouTube. You feel me? You can't go for the popular. You gotta go
I
like
thought you even talking about the pay,
page,
like the pay
like-
cut. That's some
oh
real
yeah,
shit.
no, I
That's
get to that
real,
too.
like-
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
like
real.
I didn't know shit about like the business aspect of music yet, but I just knew I had a better chance of networking with someone who wasn't like way bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I just
That's
already
facts.
knew off jump that niggas got egos and shit. They think they're too good to work with a smaller artist or even check them out.
And then you was able to build an actual relationship with this person,
Right,
and that's way more important than just getting a beat off somebody.
right.
Like some real organic shit, and then it turned into something like last night where you guys got the opportunity to perform together the first time y'all
Facts.
met. Like that's met in real life. That's
It's
nuts.
bust.
Like you said, full circle.
yeah.
That's fire, no bullshit. A lot of new collectives and like shit like that are from over the internet. You feel me?
Right.
I feel like YBN and shit.
Yeah, I was about to say it reminds me.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Slay World, all that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Brockhampton
Type
too.
shit, that
Niggas
shit's fire.
Slay World met off like 2K or some shit, bro.
Yeah, I thought
That's
you
tough.
guys were gonna say like you guys met off like video games like online,
Nah.
but it was through the YouTube. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing, because that was the first time also like being really even exposed to your music. I've heard your music in the past, but like actually seeing you perform the music, and I do appreciate just how it's you. It's all you. Like even how you brand yourself. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you're trying to be anybody you're not.
Nah.
And it's like very much anime influence. Like you could tell like that's what you're into, and it's just young energy.
Yeah. I mean, I spent so much of my life being like kind of outcast from my interests. Like, oh, this nigga like anime, this nigga like games. He not no baller. He
So
not no
crazy how
athlete.
this
None of
shit
that
switched.
shit.
Right?
So, yeah, shit did switch up later on in my
So
life.
crazy.
But I grew up being mad lonely because of that shit. Because niggas just we weren't on the same wavelength. I was kind of like an easy target because I didn't like speaking up for myself and shit. So I would just go back, like take that energy that I lacked from social shit, and I would just put it right back into the games and shit and like the anime and just consuming all that media. So it really does have a huge impact on the person that I am. That's where I learned a lot of my like vital life
So I
lessons.
gotta ask, bro, what's the favorite anime? What's the top anime?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Goat.
Oh,
Wait, what is that?
You don't know
Oh,
what the fuck?
You don't know what the nigga who go like this?
You don't know, bro. All right.
I'll show you. I'll show
Yeah,
you.
he has the spirit.
You don't fuck with
Hunter,
me.
it's the same nigga that made
Bro, it's
Hunter
my
Hunter.
walk.
It's the
It's
same.
Shout out to Hunter Hunter.
It's
stuff?
an old anime.
I've seen
nigga
that
same-
version,
same
but I
person.
always
always be watching that shit.
I'm
You always
here,
used to
bro.
talk about it.
I'm a
Bro.
very casual in it. Like I'm deep into the ones that I am like I do get into.
You like Naruto.
He's talking about the
Like-
mainstream shit.
I'm talking, yeah, like the
I
full
mean,
metal.
I
ones.
like
Naruto.
But you know
Naruto.
Hunter x Hunter, though.
I like the classics.
But
I
you
like,
know Hunter x Hunter,
but
though.
I would feel like those are like.
It's made by the
Same
same
nigga.
person.
Just watch that
Same
shit
nigga.
though too.
But it's made by the same
Yeah.
person.
I didn't
Yeah.
just watch. It was like 2
Same
years
nigga.
ago.
Nah,
But,
no bullshit.
yeah, just
Even
watch
as a casual watcher, like watch the Yu Yu Hakusho English dub. It's gonna
Oh,
like
I
it's
don't
so
know.
easy.
Nah,
Yeah.
the English stuff is
I don't know.
bust
That's
on
not-
that
I don't
shit.
watch nothing
Listen,
in
Yu
English.
Yu Hakusho has the best English dub. Go look that shit up right now. You'll never see anyone disagree.
That shit's
Promise you.
fire.
I got a question for y'all.
Except for
promise
Cool
you.
Bars, boys.
Are
That
there
shit's
actual
hilarious.
That shit's so
shows
funny.
where you guys will pick English sub when there's dub available? Please tell me, cause I think y'all nuts. I think
I mean-
anybody who's y'all don't even understand it when y'all just want to watch like listen to the subtitles. all the
Depends
time.
on the anime.
Yeah.
Bro, because like a lot of people
I've
drag
never-
it. Like my fault. They be like, oh, the sub is so much better. Like the Japanese voice is so much
Yeah,
better.
some elitist
Nigga, how
shit.
you know that shit's better? You don't speak Japanese.
Facts.
That shit could be just as bad as the English dub.
You know what I mean? And you're also like, how do you, and a lot of those same people, it's like you don't even watch the English dub. So how do you know that? You feel me? You don't have a good, like a valid comparison on either side.
Unless
You
you watch both, right?
know what I mean? So I always
Yeah.
go like I wait a little bit when anime drops. You feel me? Like I remember when My Hero dropped. I was like, I'm not trying to watch this at first because I don't know. I watched the English dub of that shit. It was alright.
Yeah.
I ain't like I ain't like it though.
I think I just got so used to watching sub because after when you grow up, you watch anime off of like Toonami, like Cartoon Network and shit like that. So
Yeah.
you're used to English dub.
Yeah, exactly.
And then eventually you get to the point where it's like you're caught up or you're past the point on where they're at in the dub.
Yeah.
So you start watching like the actual
That's
original shit.
understandable.
Yeah.
I'm
So
saying
that's
that's
how it
the
was for
choice.
me with One
I've
Piece,
gotten
no bullshit.
so into just watching anime with sub. That's just what I've always done since.
I feel
So
like,
now if you would go back to watch
He
like
just does it
Naruto,
because he's a hipster.
no, like
How's
that
that-
makes
what?
sense. That
I gave you
gotta
the
watch
whole-
it.
I gave you the whole-
language,
This nigga is a hipster, bro.
When did
He
I
got
say
on a
that?
D-Rose shirt and shit.
When did I say that shit? How's that
Hey, that shit vintage. That shit vintage.
He's like, yeah, I don't even fuck with this.
know
I've
nothing about
been
this.
fucking with D-Rose.
Anyway,
You know he's younger than Steph Curry.
Is he? Yeah. He has
Wait,
to be.
he's younger than Steph
I hope
Curry.
so.
Yes, he is.
How old is D-Rose?
He's 33.
How old is
Are you
Curry?
sure?
nigga not young.
Because D Rose got drafted 2008.
Curry did all 4 years
Curry
in
got
college.
drafted in 2009, I think. Curry got drafted 2009. 33.
Why is this even relevant?
I don't know, bro. You
Oh,
just looked at
no.
your shirt.
Yeah,
34.
same age, pretty much. Damn near.
Shit.
No, he's older.
Yeah.
Steph Curry's older than that.
It's a
nigga.
minor difference.
Why does that matter?
Because that's some real hipster shit. You be like, yeah, that's one of the things they would say.
So anyway,
But yeah, nah.
But-
I think it depends though. You know what I mean?
It just
also
depends
fuck
on the
with,
show.
like you saying, like when you're growing up, you're watching shit like the Yu-Gi-Oh dub was bussing.
yeah,
Those are
That's all
iconic
That's
voices.
all I knew.
I don't
Right.
think I ever even seen Yu-Gi-Oh in fucking sub.
And
If
I
I was to
never
go
would.
back,
It's
if I was to go
It's
back, I wouldn't
done.
watch Yu-Gi-Oh in Japanese
Facts.
because that's not
Yeah.
what I saw when I
Facts.
first watched it. Like,
Facts.
why would I do that now? You feel me?
Joey
Wow.
Wheeler.
I don't know if like
Joey
people
Wheeler.
just have a preference over the voice actors sometimes. That's
Some
really
niggas just
what it
make
is.
it too deep.
Some people just hate the English voice actors. I don't.
They just want to be cool, bro. Like
I think it's an elitist thing. Like you don't really watch anime.
like you don't got nothing else going for you in life. So your biggest claim to fame is like, yeah, I watch anime sub. I'm a real anime watcher.
Yeah.
That's like what people think anime watchers are really like.
Facts.
Like no.
So I gotta watch that. What's it called again?
Yu Yu Hakusho. I send that shit to
Yu
you.
Hakusho.
Come on,
telling
bro.
you, bro.
Yu Yu Hakusho is
Well,
bust.
what's his power? Like I like animes where like the
Spirit
niggas
gun.
like
Yeah, you got a
power up
spirit
and
gun.
beat
He uses
these
like
niggas, beat
spirit
each other's
energy.
ass.
Basically, he dies in the first episode. It's not spoilers, literally first episode. So,
Alright.
long story short, he comes back to life pretty soon, and he gets like spirit energy. Like he can harness spirit energy type shit.
And he
So
becomes
at
a
first-
spirit detective.
Right. So
Spirit
he's
detective.
yeah. So basically, what he's doing is he's hunting down demons across the earth and shit who are trying to
Okay.
kill humans or like fuck up the world and shit.
And then some of those demons become his friends and his
Yeah.
allies. Like he ate a goat.
Yeah. So he started off pretty weak because, like, I mean, he is strong. He is strong nigga for
I was
being
gonna
a
say,
boxer,
yeah.
no bullshit, because he's just a delinquent, you know what I'm saying? He go around beating niggas' ass all day. No one could touch him. But then, like, on top of that, he's like a crafty fighter. He a smart nigga type shit. So even if a nigga's stronger than him, he'll find some slick shit to do. He don't got all that much spirit energy at first. He not no Goku with the Kamehameha. But that little bit that he has, you know what I'm saying? He used it to his advantage. So it's really like, it's a well-written show, you feel me?
Facts.
And it's mad genuine, too.
My biggest thing, the reason it's hard for me to get into anime is because, especially with an older, like an older one, it's like how slow this shit be. Like it be like an anime,
I'll give you that.
and niggas
This
be
show's
breathing
kinda
like
slow. First,
It's
like,
slow for the first,
It's
like,
not. It's not.
That's
It's
like
like
5
first
seconds of a
12.
nigga breathing.
Yeah.
It's not slow in that sense, but it's slow in the
Yeah,
sense
nah,
of
that's
like
of course.
story building. Like
Yeah.
only,
Okay.
I feel like Dragon Ball is the only anime
when you get to
that
like
ever
the
did that.
tournament,
Naruto's like
when you
that
get to
too,
the
no
tournament,
bullshit.
it's just
Naruto
kinda
is like
OD.
that.
Naruto, them niggas be having full conversations, fucking flashbacks in the middle of a fight for 3 episodes.
But
Like,
yeah,
relax.
that's the shit. I was like, yeah, I'm cool.
One Piece be kind
Nah,
of like
that's
that
not
too.
it.
No bullshit.
No, One
One
Piece
Piece
be
be
going up to
busting.
how
They don't
many-
really do that as much
They on like
anymore, but early on-
900s or like did they
It's
break
too many
1,000 at
episodes of
this
that
point?
They already
I
broke
never
1,000.
I think
watched
they
it.
broke a thousand. I was about to say, I think they broke a
Yeah.
1,000.
One Piece used to be getting on my nerves with that shit.
Y'all still watching that?
Yeah,
I never did.
I'm not that. I'm not.
I never watched it from start
Well,
to
I
finish.
did, but I never finished it. That's the point. I just stopped.
All right, so if it was up to y'all, what are y'all ranking your top 3?
Top 3, bro.
I don't have a top 3. I don't really like anime like that.
Yeah, you was able to just name how many, bro, just now?
1, 2. I named Hunter x Hunter. Oh, okay, 3. I named Hunter x Hunter,
Alright,
My
so
Hero, and then Yu Yu Hakusho. But that's because Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my favorite shows. Like, it's just a good show.
It's just a good ass show.
was
Not even
bust.
just
I
anime.
still gotta finish Hunter x Hunter, but that's fine.
So does he.
that's a good point. The creator, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
Like, my top 3 probably be Cowboy Bebop, fucking Samurai Champloo, and I don't know for the third one.
what was the one that we was watching in college? Trigun. Is
Yeah,
that-
Trigun is fire too, but I wouldn't put that on my top. My third one probably be fucking what's the shit with the nigga got the night suit for the brother, Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist. Nah, I think that's
That's
one of my
valid.
favorites. That
Oh, nice.
That's mad valid.
Yeah.
See what you're saying?
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
the
I
night
was
suit.
confused.
Yeah, I
Like,
was
they
that
sneaking
nigga-
around and shit.
I'm like, when he said it, I was like, oh,
Hold
night
on.
okay. I was like, okay.
Facts, right?
And
Captions, you feel me?
honestly,
That's why you need the subtitles.
I would
Good,
trade. I'm gonna say some wild shit. I would trade all the animes in the world if I could get an Avatar level quality show again.
There's a lot of
Like
good ass shows
Avatar
out there.
Airbender.
Yeah,
That's a wild.
Because I think that trumps everything, but it's not an anime; it's a cartoon.
You're wildin'.
That shit's
Sorry.
not even
But
that
there's
good, bro.
other
That shit's
anime-
overrated.
That's just
as
actually
fuck,
kind of
bro.
ass, bro. The first
It's
season
only
sucks.
'cause
The first season sucks,
chill.
bro.
The first season's
The
chill.
first season
No,
sucks,
first
bro.
No,
season's
no, no.
chill.
I'm saying, but no. He's saying
The
this shit, the
world
whole thing
building
is chips.
is
I
amazing.
said
I don't
it's
think
overrated.
It's
First
overrated.
season
It's not
sucks.
like
I feel like
Avatar's
niggas
overrated.
didn't even
That's
fuck with that
crazy,
shit
bro.
till it had that whole
That's
resurgence.
outrageous.
Everybody was like, "Oh, go watch Avatar."
Niggas
And then they started
dick
watching
riding,
Korra. And
Bro,
then
they
I
be
was
dick
like,
riding it
I
because
was
they're
watching
like,
it.
yo,
I was
like,
like, I remember watching when I was younger. It was
Korra
smooth.
wasn't
Bro,
that good,
Digimon
for
was
real.
better than that shit, bro.
yeah.
Yo,
No
Digimon
bullshit.
was a
No
false.
bullshit.
Yo,
No
fuck
bullshit.
it.
We actually got to argue.
Digimon
What
was
the fuck?
busting.
I don't think I've even finished Digimon.
I don't think any of us did.
I was never
feel like
bored.
they
though.
just stopped showing
I was
us
never
when-
bored. I
yeah,
never
yeah.
wanted to turn it off.
I
the
fucked with
thing-
Digimon, but it's only something like if it's on
Little
TV.
monsters.
The thing niggas hype up most about Avatars are like, wow, like it's a cartoon, yeah, but it explores all these real life issues, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true, and
It's
it's
oppression.
like it's
A lot of
good,
things.
but
Fucking
also
tie
like
you ass nigga, bro.
there's so many other shows that do that shit. Like, why is that the one thing that makes it so special, so amazing? You feel me? Like, it's
all
not
about
the most.
exposure. For a lot of people, it's like this is like their first real
Yeah,
It's like gateway type shit.
It's like
animated
childhood
series that they're
nostalgia
watching
type
that
shit.
they're really
I
invested
feel
in.
like because I used to, I
It's
watched
a
that shit.
really good story.
It
Like,
is.
like it has a beginning and a proper end. You feel me? It don't stretch too long.
Yeah.
It don't overstay its visit. It accomplishes what it needs to do. And throughout that whole middle, it's some great stories,
There's a couple
bro.
holes that
first
they
season
never
was
really.
chips.
I will tell you, the first season is
And that's what I'm
weak,
saying.
bro.
When you're a 3-season
But that
show,
book 2 and book 3 is strong enough to...
that first season being bad, bro, I'm not watching.
Bro, y'all
that.
remember the episode Crossroads of Destiny?
No,
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I know some of the-
I don't know
some of the
any of the
episode
names.
titles.
I
Can't
don't
tell me
know
what
any of the
happened in
names.
that.
It's
What
the
happens
one-
in it?
when Katara and Zuko are trapped in the...
In the cave?
Yeah, basically, and then
She's about,
Azula,
yeah.
she's
and
about
then-
to use the water to heal him, and then they
Yep.
come in, and then that's the water
exactly, and then Azula shoots
Yeah.
Aang.
I think I
that whole
remember that.
episode was fire, bro, because you almost thought that Zuko was gonna switch up, but then he really decided with his sister, and then there was a whole redemption arc. Like that redemption arc
That's
for
dope.
Zuko is one of the best redemption arcs in the show I've seen, bro. Come on,
It's a pretty good redemption
There's
arc,
one
I
thing
guess.
overrated. I'll give you Ass. I'm not jacking.
It's
that.
not.
I don't know,
Ass.
bro.
Jacking that at all.
2 out of 3 parts of your show are bad. I mean, 1 out of 3 parts of your show is bad.
But it's
I don't
not
know.
even 1 out of 3. I would just say it's just not as good as 2 and 3. That's it.
I just don't think it's that. I think that because it's like, okay, so imagine this, right? Imagine you're Nate, you're young Nate, and you're watching this show. You're like, ooh, a cartoon. Let me watch this. I'm very excited. And also, I'm not like you niggas. You feel me? Like a lot of niggas. Like I'm sorry to say, because you're saying like young niggas don't be invested in like TV shows and like young. Like I was always like I
didn't say
read
young.
books.
I didn't say young. I'm talking about just people right now who are like, yo, Avatar's
But
so
you're saying
dope and all
no.
that.
You were saying that like it's like the exposure. It's the first real like animated series that they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
getting
Okay,
invested
yeah,
in. And like for most people, it's like it's like kids that are watching like animated series most of the time. Like it's not gonna be like adults that are like tuning into that stuff as much because it's not their like target demographic. It's also not in an accessible way for them. It's on like Nickelodeon. Yeah, there'll be little kids watching that as opposed to other channels and stations. Like so for me, it's like I was already watching shows where like I'm watching stuff for like the storyline in general. Like I barely ever watch show because it's like entertaining. You feel me? And I also watch wrestling a lot where it's like literally storyline
Those
based
are the
stuff.
worst
But I'm
storylines.
just saying, it's only
What the fuck?
storyline stuff. And like at the time that it's coming on, the storylines that they're building and like the things that I'm invested in, I'm only invested in things that I care about. You feel me? Like that are like building up to something like special. You feel me?
I hear you.
So
Avatar
watching
falls
this,
under that.
I'm hip. Watching the show, I go through like 20 episodes. I'm just like, no, like, let's get to it. That's really how you turn people off. You know what I mean? And I used to be one of the people where it's like, if the first episode wasn't bust, I wouldn't even give the show the
first
time of
episode
day.
was
But that's the thing. That's how they get you.
First episode
That's
was
how
buzz,
they got
bro.
me.
Because
That's how they got me.
at least in those first 20 episodes, it might be slow, but it's this world. You feel me? Where it's like, damn,
It's mostly just the Water Nation.
Remind
now.
me, please. Where does season 1 end? Like,
with
what point is
that
it?
whole water.
Does he already have
the
Toph
North
on the
Water
scene,
tribe.
or no? Not yet.
What?
Like, is Toph already
Who?
introduced
No,
as a
that's book
character?
2.
Okay.
So book 1,
Like
like
he
they
already
went
met
to
King
the.
Boomy
Yeah,
and all
that
that.
shit was chips
Yes.
then.
It was very
I hated
goofy.
the
It was
one- like,
very
I always
goofy
skip that part.
in the beginning.
If they honestly, you skip the first part, bust.
All right.
I mean, but like you could also.
Cora.
What you need?
I
never watched
it had
I
potential,
used to watch some
and it wasn't
episodes,
bad, but it
was
just
alright.
didn't capture the feeling of the first one.
I was
But-
watching it with my little cousin. It seemed kind of interesting. No bullshit. And I
Nah,
like
it
created
seemed
the,
interesting,
the
but,
story.
like,
It's like modernized and shit, but
I just don't
know.
care enough about Avatar to watch a whole sequel series that ain't even about Aang
Facts.
or any of them.
Yeah, they did that nigga dirty.
He's just.
How
I
did
don't
he just
know.
die? Like he just
They didn't even
he
explain
wasn't
it.
that
I don't
old.
know.
Oh no, I think they did explain it. Like something about like it just catching up to him that like yo when he was in the iceberg and then his body
don't
just
know,
like
man.
aged rapidly. Some
That
shit
would
like
make
that.
sense, but
Some shit like that.
you know,
Fuck with my nigga
outside of
Aang,
anime, what would you say is like some of your other influences that like made you to be the person you are now, where it's being yourself and being, you know,
I'm
content
like-
with being that outcast.
Stuck
Yeah,
on this nigga
I
eating this
feel
shit.
you. I feel you. This nigga got a whole mukbang going on during this podcast episode, bro.
I mean, like
You want to give it a rating before he answers this
facts.
question?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
This shit is They
No
made this
bullshit.
shit busting today, bro.
And that's the breast too. That's what I'm
Shout out
saying.
my nigga, bro. Who was in there? It was the old white nigga.
Oh, man.
he
Oh,
back.
he for the culture.
It's a
back.
white man
He for the
putting nigga
culture.
eating
He's
chicken,
back.
bro.
But yeah, I would say
I will
outside of
say,
anime,
Used
just
the white
like
is just to describe his like skin color.
Alright, so alaikum salam, my brother.
yeah, just hella video games. We had so many consoles growing up. Well, I mean, I guess they were outdated by the time like I was registering them, but we had a PS1, PS2, like Sega Genesis, fucking like I'm pretty sure we had a Dreamcast. Dad bought me an Xbox and I was like 2, original Xbox. Could barely even hold the controller type shit, you
I
feel
was
me?
about to say.
So mad video games throughout my whole life. My brother influenced me a lot. He's the one who got me started rapping. His rap name Young Regicide. He's like one of the best rappers I know. Deadass. And I'm not just saying that because he's blood. But yeah, he started teaching me how to rap when I was like 4 years old. And on top of that, like I just idolized him when I was little. So I would always just do what he did and listen to what he did. So I grew up around that nigga, not only listening to like rap, like fucking like Currency and shit like that, but also like rock, like emo rock and shit, like Panic at the Disco, like Pierce the Veil and My Chemical Romance and shit. So I had a pretty diverse like
I haven't heard Pierce the Veil in
music
that long.
taste from him. Like I still listen to that,
Still,
to all that shit.
I'm thinking how that Panic at the Disco song goes.
I chime in with the haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door. Yeah, you know. Shit's a
That should
banger.
get you in your bag. That should get you in your bag.
That's wild that that's the song that you were thinking of because Panic at the Disco is like my favorite band of all time. So when you said that, that wasn't even the first song that came to mind.
That's the most popular
I
song.
knew it'd be the most popular
It
one.
is. I thought you were talking. Yeah. I don't even think that's their most
Oh, I
popular song.
remember I was
anymore.
naming bands
I'm
for
pretty sure it's Hallelujah or
for Nate yesterday.
I don't know. That's not Panic at the
Terrible
Disco no
attempt.
more. That's Brendan Urie.
I agree.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense because now you're saying like it's rap that you know you was influenced by people who were putting you on to rap, but also this emo punk and like rock.
Like,
so I can see
early
how those things
2000s
could
type
fuse
shit.
together to like
Facts.
create your music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then on top of that,
'Cause how would you
also-
describe your music?
Yeah.
To like to people who aren't hip, like how would you describe your music?
I never really know how to answer that question because I just make so many different types of things. But I guess like just very genuine, you know? Like I try to just say shit that connects with people. That's also true to me. So I try to impart my lessons on people, shit that I learned the hard way. So niggas don't got to go through the same shit to get the same wisdom, you feel me? In terms of my sound though, that's probably what you meant. Like I don't want to say hyperpop because I don't really make hyperpop no more. I kind of just make shit at this point. Like I guess alternative rap is the most broad way to put it. Alternative like indie rap type shit.
I say depressed rap.
I was about to say
It's not all
depression is
depressing.
prevalent. Not so much anymore.
Some of this stuff I be listening to, I be like, damn.
You're like,
But that's right on Nate's alley.
yes.
That's the shit that
I be
he love,
bumping
bro.
I be
So, all
bumping
right, so from an outside perspective, maybe like you as a creator, it might be hard.
I
to,
can't
be
really
able
like
to judge it.
encapsulate
Yeah.
it.
Pulled up with a song called Die Slow. It's not depressing, bro. It's not even that.
That whole project is depressing. I was just trying to
So
just
then, would you
get
say
it all
you
out
make
on the
depressing music?
pad.
You got slow death, nigga.
That's not a depressing song if you
It's
know what I'm
not.
talking about.
That's-
Scully Emoji, I would say, is a depressed project type shit. You know, some shit.
died living in this pain.
I mean, type shit. But slow death, that's like, I don't know. Just the title itself don't define the song. It's the sound of
yeah.
the song and the lyrics.
I hear Tomo's music and it's just like this nigga just want some bread, bro.
No bullshit.
Yeah, that's some bad getting music,
He's
no
trying to
bullshit.
flip a
Man,
bag.
inspirational.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I think what's cool about that project in particular is that
Which one?
this is the Lando project. What was the project called?
Shit happens.
Shit happens. Is that like there's like a progression to it? You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like you reach like what's the middle song called? That's like a 2-part song.
Castle
Yeah,
Oblivion.
that's my favorite
Castle
song.
Oblivion.
No bullshit.
What? Now it's Castle Oblivion and not Die Slow, bro.
It's both of them, bro. I like the transition in
That's
between those
wild.
songs.
When
know
that
you
shit
been fucking
dropped,
with-
bro.
that is a good
This nigga was
transition.
like,
Because they're
"It's
back
alright,
to
bro.
back,
This song
right?
mad
Which
long,
ones?
bro?"
They're back to back, right?
It's Die Slow, then Castle
Yeah,
Oblivion.
facts.
He was like, I don't know, bro. This song's mad long, bro. I don't know, bro.
Nah, bro.
Bro, what are you talking? I was sitting right here, bro, and you was like, I don't know, bro. It's long, bro. I
That's
don't
the
know.
one that's where it's like, wait.
Yeah, nigga, you don't even know what song I'm
That's
talking
one with
about.
the switch up at
dude,
the
bro.
end. The
That's
punk
what I'm
switch
saying.
up.
Oh, yeah. Nah, bro. I know what I'm talking about, bro.
All right, but yeah, when niggas heard it, right, I was like, it's like a progression. I feel like Castle Oblivion is like the climb, like that, like peak of like
Yeah.
the like rage and kind of like disastrous kind of like mindset,
Yeah.
and then like transitions, and then like the last song is like Wake Up Lando. You feel me? So it's kind
Yeah.
of like
It's like
a
wake up
nice-
from all this shit. Wake
Yeah.
up from all this depression. Like, nigga, you asleep. You got to get up and get that bag type shit.
Yeah.
Cause I originally like I was gonna just leave it off at like Spaceship, and it's kind of like I guess like not depressing, but like a very solitary song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like chasing the bag by yourself type shit. But I just wanted to leave niggas literally like on a happy note. You feel me? Like, cause I knew that my listeners at the time were gonna like take that to the head, like everything that I was saying, cause it's a really emotional project and diverse project. So I just wanted to lead them off with a happy note. Like, yeah, all this shit could be mad depressing. You could be at your rock bottom and shit. Like on that project, you witnessed me at rock bottom, and you could hear that shit. You could feel that shit. But at the same time, nigga, there's always ups and downs to this shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna peak, you're gonna hit rock bottom, and you're gonna go back up again. But you can't just fucking like, just don't give up. You feel me? Like,
Is
I'm
that
still
coming
here.
from a real place? Like speaking like in the music, it's rock bottom. Was that
Yeah.
coming from a real place?
Yeah. This has been like 21 to 22 has been one of the hardest years of my life in a lot of ways. Like I just lost a lot of people that I'm close to, not to death necessarily, just like growing apart and shit. I mean, like
it's natural. You're 18.
Yeah.
Like you're out of high school now at this point?
Yeah, I graduated.
All right.
Congrats to you, Nick.
Thank you.
Now you about to go through the craziest transition of your life, bro. Literally, like into adulthood.
Yeah.
Debatable. I feel like there's
craziest transition in the sense of like how many things change all at once in such a short amount of time.
I feel like there's a wilder transition.
What's that?
You'll understand when you're older.
My nigga, you're like 1 year older
I'm 2 years
than
older than you. I'm 2 years older than you. It's the transition.
What have you
There's a
gone
transition.
through?
It's not about going through something. It's about like you're talking about like that transition being like very like quick. It happens so rapidly, and so that's why it's like the most like kind of like jarring.
No.
Once you hit like 23, and Tomo, you're going through this right now. Shit changes way faster because you're like in a stage where you're like
old as fuck,
you're
bro.
you're past all the adulthood shit, but your body starts to feel different. Your mind starts to like function, like you start to think slower, like if that makes sense. I can't describe it. You feel me? You just gotta experience it. And then also like you start to realize, like you start to see like people around you like going on to do other stuff, but also some people like falling behind. Like you have to like that like weighs on you. You feel me? Not just like what they're doing, but also like potential that other people have had that you're like able to see like stagnate to a point.
I can see that where
like,
you go from having kind of like you go from having like being like 18 years old with mad potential and hopes and everything,
mad shit in front
and
of
feeling
you,
like you have mad you have mad time in front of you to get all those things done, and then by the time you're 23, 24, it's like still got ways to go, and it's like,
and even if you don't, it's like
it don't feel like you have as much time.
Say, bro, what do you feel? I feel like those 4 years of college from 18 to 21, or technically 22 because when my birthday falls, right? The first year out of college was been way more processing and just analyzing like what's going on around me than those 4 years. Truthfully,
because you're still in like a little like
the first year out of college
bubble,
from like 22 to 23. It's like like
you're still in motion.
This is really what life is like.
You don't have a chance to slow down
now.
Like college definitely gives you a bubble. Some people go through it a little bit sooner because like some people don't go to college and they might just go straight into working and like living by themselves and everything like that. But
But even then, once you reach your full like development as like a person, though, you feel me? Like your brain like stops developing after a certain point. Once that happens,
my brain
it hasn't happened to you yet. But once it happens,
keep training my brain, so it never happens. Bro.
Shit gonna break. But once that shit happens, like you start to feel it because like I said, like Tomo, you like I know you can talk about it, but your body just feels different.
Ask me what I would enhance on my body, I said my brain
because it's just like you just feel different. But the transition that you're going through right now is like just as significant though. You know what I mean? It might not be as jarring, but it's like it's even more pivotal.
That's hella jarring, nigga.
Oh yeah, no, it's jarring for sure. It's still like second most.
But I hear what you're saying though.
I think it's like it's still like there's the opportunity that's there, that's in front of you, like for all the stuff that you can potentially like become, all the things that you can potentially do, all the people that you could potentially bring with you and impact and all this stuff is like right there, you know what I mean? But it feels like it's like fingertips away. It's not. You feel me?
I know.
And for some people, it's like closer. Some people it's like farther away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The most important thing is that like you understand that it's there.
Yeah.
It's like it's up to you whether or not you get to it.
Facts. Like I already
it's a lot of pressure, no bullshit.
Yeah. The reason I've been working so hard like for like the past like 2 years since I started making music is because like I know I don't got unlimited time. Like I'm mad scared to fucking get old and still I don't know, like I'm scared to ever get to a point where I give up. You feel me? Yeah. Like I could get old and still be chasing this shit. I don't care. I'll chase that shit till I die. But I don't want to run out of motivation, bro. I don't want to.
I don't know. You smiled and I was like, it's like that's even a part of like being young too, where it's like, yo, even if I'm old and stuff, but then you feel that shit when you're like 30 and like people.
But not even 30, I was gonna say I ran to a nigga yesterday on Newberry Street.
I seen that on your story. He's rapping.
Rack of Flow, right? That nigga's been rapping for probably like 15, 20 years. My nigga's still out here just grinding, bro.
I know.
Walking up to niggas, just freestyling on the spot.
What I'm trying to say is that like you want to carry that mentality, and it's like a no brainer when you're younger. Like I'm gonna keep doing this shit.
Like the candle,
but the thing is, but it gets harder when you see the things around you start changing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it goes away, but it gets harder to justify. Like,
what are you in this shit for?
You can't. The shit has to change in a sense where it's like you can't keep doing this shit. You feel me? You have to remain, like you have to be consistent with it. But it's like if you keep doing the shit that you was doing a couple years ago, like
insanity.
It has to keep adjusting. It has to keep adjusting. You feel me? And keep growing in progression. You feel me? Niggas might say, "Yo, this nigga still rapping. He's like 30." You feel me? He ain't never got no Grammy. But like you gotta look at what accolades you have, just like as an artist and shit. You feel me?
Like what are you doing in those 15 years making music?
You
feel me?
How old is Lucky Day? I remember when you were breaking that down, talking about that.
He was like 36 when he popped this on shit.
You
Like,
feel
I
me?
don't know.
Nigga, JID got signed by Dreamville when he was like 28, right? Or 30.
Bro, when this nigga told me
chains.
that Pierre Bourne's 28, bro, that shit blew my mind. Nigga. I was like, what the fuck?
Nah, but
bro?
he's 28 now, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, he was a young
Still.
nigga when he blew up, bro. Yeah,
Like
Still
5
not
years
really.
ago.
He's like 25.
Nigga, he
bro,
was like
2016,
25.
2016 was 6 years ago.
He blew up in like 2017.
So if he's 28, it's 22. He's meeting Cardi. He's got Young Nudie on his tracks. Like,
But
come
not
on,
even
bro.
to that point,
That's
though.
still crazy.
To what he was saying, too, it's like, I remember
feel you.
being in high school looking at niggas like, oh, them niggas like 18, 19 years old. This is what I could lead to. You know what I mean? This is where it's like the path to go.
Yeah,
And my
facts.
age and all that. And then you get to a point, you're like, I'm 22. And I'm looking at 16, 17 years like, oh, these
No,
niggas are
bro.
Now
popping.
they're the way, right? Yeah, that
It's
is
like, oh,
scary,
shit.
right?
But like, I don't know.
fuck
That's
with
just
that, though.
that's just the game,
Yeah,
though.
facts.
Especially
You know?
like, well, I don't look at like numbers and shit like that. I look at like talent level. You feel me? So like when I think of like how talented like I was at 17, and then like how talented like people are now, like 17 and stuff like that. It's like, no offense, I was still harder, no cap. But the important thing is that like I didn't have like the wherewithal to like hone in and like channel my abilities. You feel
Yeah,
me? I was
it's a
just
lot
nice.
more.
I was just nice, but like aimless. They're like nice and maybe
Nice,
not
but
as like
aimless.
nice, but like they
That's real
have the
shit.
direction, and that shit's
Yeah.
way more important.
They had the foundation.
Exactly.
They had the resources.
Because
They had the
niggas
people
been-
around
niggas been
them.
building like for
Yeah.
it and with it for so long at this point. It's like years. That shit's so fire. You feel me? I
But
fuck
that's
with that
why
shit.
I was
That
telling
shit's
Berto,
beautiful.
seeing, you know,
Facts.
I didn't get the chance to see your performance because I got there a little later. And I forget the name of the kid that I saw that was performing. He was 17.
Mackie, is that
Yeah,
Mackie?
Mackie. Talking about Mackie and the
Mackie
jar.
was after
Yeah,
him?
just watching him, I was
Yeah,
like,
I
this
think
is
so.
so dope that it's like I could
'Cause the
watch someone who
confidence
was at
level
that
was-
age
Yeah, oh, yeah.
that I was at one point really doing this shit. And it's like, yo, this is why we're here right now so we can open up the door so that when you get to that point, when you're ready at our age, you should do bigger and better things that we were doing.
That's a fact.
You feel me?
The future
I mean,
generations
so-
are always supposed to
So,
be
yeah,
better.
exactly.
And it's
Yeah,
funny
so
too,
shit.
because you remember that day Macy was learning how to ride a bike?
I think so.
At the-
Outside
at
of
the-
throw, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
How old was he at this time?
Macy-
Nigga, he was like 16
Macy
or
on New York?
15.
Huh?
Macy on
Nah,
the
not
Nah,
that
Macy
Macy.
O'Maze, he
Yeah.
performed yesterday.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's part of the.
I think he's
the
one
I
of
think
the
he
too.
missed his shit too.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's
This
hard
nigga
also.
missed
He was
everything.
at the beginning. But like, it was like funny because like, you know, that nigga was learning how to ride a bike that day, you know what I mean? And I'm watching him like ride the bike and just failing over and over and over again. And in the end, he still didn't really know how to ride the bike, but he got there. You
He
feel
was
me? And
moving.
I didn't know how to ride a
He was
bike either.
moving, yeah.
And I was like, damn, nigga just kept getting back up on the bike. And I was like, I gotta learn how to ride
I'm
a
not
bike
gonna
right
hold
now.
you.
No bullshit.
I'm happy that he got it figured out, but what was he doing during his childhood, bro?
Bro,
Like,
I
what are
didn't
you
know
doing
how to
during your
ride a bike.
childhood that you're not
I
riding
said,
a
you
bike?
learned how to
bro?
ride a
Like like 2 summers
be
ago.
like say.
Like that is even crazy.
Niggas
That's-
don't
Jesus,
Do
do
it in the
that cook?
pandemic.
Do you
Pandemic
not
hit, you was
cook?
about.
Yo, bro.
Do you know how to cook?
I do not know how to cook.
Okay,
Bro,
then.
no
Yeah,
bullshit. When I met this nigga, he didn't know how to do laundry.
Damn.
Bro.
That's
Nigga didn't know how to press a button, press a laundry detergent in the bitch.
Actually, he might not be capping. Hold on. But that's
Nigga said, whoa, press a button.
yo, bro. These are things I can learn through Google. You feel me? I can't learn through Google how to ride a bike.
But that's what I'm
I gotta
saying.
go.
Watch videos, nigga.
And that's why
Watch
you
videos.
gotta be a young
Facts.
nigga so you can get your knees scraped up and shit, because that's what's gonna happen.
Facts. But here's why this is significant, right? Where'd I get this? Here's why this is significant.
Is that just because that meant something, bro?
Talking stick.
Here's why this is significant. Because I was watching him do that and it made me want to ride the bike. You feel me? But then later on, he's talking to me and he's like, yeah, I see you rapping and this and this and this. And he wanted to like keep getting better. You feel me? Because he's like, I'll be around people that are like good at rapping and like all this stuff, but he want to keep getting better. You feel me? So it's like the same thing where it's like in that moment, it's like he inspired me to take action on my own stuff. And it's like I'm inspiring him to take action on his stuff. And I just continue to see him work. And it's like seeing him
It's
perform yesterday is the
mutualistic
same
growth.
thing where it's like now I'm inspired to continue to get better.
Y'all inspire
and like
each
so on
other.
and so forth. You feel
Yeah.
me?
That's
Yeah,
dope that the
mutualistic.
younger generation can do that for you and you can do that for the younger generation.
That's community.
Facts,
Right.
exactly.
And I know you also mentioned like during that time of making this project, you know, a lot of people, you're losing a lot of people, and that's also another thing that comes with
Yeah,
that
no
transition, like discerning who's gonna be around with you. Because if you're constantly elevating, you gotta have people around you that's constantly elevating too. And if some people could be your best friends, some people could be your homies, but like gradually, just life pulls y'all apart because you're just doing different shit. Have you seen that so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I used to be super sentimental. I used to get super hurt when I would lose anyone or like be on bad terms with anyone. But I feel like over the years, like I've grown numb to it in a way because it's just like just like my project title, like shit happens. You feel me? Niggas gonna change. If I'm growing and you're still doing the same shit, we could be cool. We could be on good terms, but I don't think we're meant to be close to each other because it's like, nigga, y'all see me like in the perspective of like my homies, like they see me fucking in that studio recording at school during my lunch breaks, every lunch break since I was 14. right? When did them niggas ever shout me out? When did they ever listen to my music? When did they ever told me one of my bars that they fuck with? When have they ever reposted me? When have they ever done any of that shit? When did they? Never. Like, I used to have to beg them to do that shit. Eventually, I just gave
for the
up.
community right now. You
But
doing
they are
something
bad for the
clearly.
community.
Bro,
They
it's
are
like-
bad for you, right?
It's like, yeah, you niggas will get me high. You'll get me drunk. Cool. Like, that's awesome. But like, what does that really mean when the one thing I care about you can't support me on? I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like,
Support.
I appreciate it.
Too, bro.
It's free, bro. Like,
Facts.
I don't know. So when I started really
peeping,
peeping that and like thinking
would be
about
bad.
that, I'm like, bro, like, it's not even fuck these niggas, but it's just, I gotta move on my own. That's when I
Yeah,
started
facts,
promoting
facts,
myself
Different
heavy.
type of time.
I stopped, like, I deleted my personal Instagram page when I was like 16. I just started promoting the Lando shit mad heavy. And I got that shit on my own. And I didn't need none of them niggas' help for shit. And now they want to be like, oh, yo, I saw that you did this. I saw that you did that. Yo, that shit's crazy, nigga. Yeah, that
The
shit's
thing is,
crazy.
bro,
I put that shit together
You
myself.
you gotta put it into perspective, bro. It's like, I don't know. Let's say did you dirty on some shit, like it should just all be all love. You feel me? Because type shit. These niggas, I went to high school that was like that type of shit too. But it's like,
Facts.
you can't expect niggas to bump your music type shit. But it's like them same niggas that wasn't bumping my music, they'll cop my merch. So it's like maybe them niggas just didn't fuck with the music, bro. You feel me?
You don't gotta listen
Type
to my
shit.
shit even. I'm not saying
It's
you gotta
like-
be my fan. Nigga, support me. Do something. Play
feel
that
you.
shit. Just play it on mute,
feel
nigga.
you.
Give me a fucking extra play. Do something.
Do you think support
Yeah.
can also come in the form of like even constructive criticism?
Yes.
Like if you don't like my shit, tell me
Anything.
why. Like you don't
Yeah.
like my shit. You feel me?
But if I
Yeah,
send you
that's
some
why I didn't
shit,
fuck with niggas on the music shit.
if I send you some shit and yo, I hate this. I'll send a nigga a song and they'll be like, yo, that's hard.
what can I do with that information?
Nigga,
Like, what did you
what?
like about it? But also, did you even listen to it?
Did you
know what I
fucking
mean?
listen, bro? Like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't know.
Send a nigga some ass on purpose, and they be like, "That shit's fire." Be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Now
I
know.
get it. I get it
Now
a
I know,
little
like-
bit though, because it's like sometimes I hear a song, it's like she either got it or it don't. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like it didn't do it for me. I'm sorry. Maybe. And the thing is about music, maybe it'll do it for me in the right scenario. You know how many times like y'all will show me a song, or one of my homies will show me a
Didn't
song.
we just say the complete opposite last week?
What?
Yeah,
That the setting shouldn't matter. If it's good, it's good.
yeah, literally.
Yeah, I was watching that.
And
When
it
we
was
talking
on a
about the
clip.
Drake album?
And it was on a clip.
This
Okay,
nigga be
hold on.
going back on his
Hold on,
shit.
hold on,
every
hold
time.
on.
That was, to be fair, that was
Wake up
Eves
a
that
new
said
nigga.
that.
Oh.
That was Eves that said
He
that. But he
co-signed it.
agreed though.
He co-signed it.
You was like exactly.
I think
The
it means
setting
something
does
different.
matter, but it matters.
They be talking about me.
No, hold on. Okay, so Pete, right? I think there's objectivity and subjectivity in music. You feel me? Like songs can be objectively good, but then subjectively just not for you. You feel me?
I don't know.
Like the music can be created well. You feel me? It's got a good structure. It doesn't. The vocal recordings don't sound bad. The beat's smooth or whatever the case is. Just not for me.
The way I look at it, right?
I could see someone else.
The same way you saw Tomo, like, oh, when you're reading a book and it makes the movie in your head.
Mhm.
If the song can't make you feel something or translate that to you sonically, then it's just not that good of a song.
But there are
Yeah,
times where like
facts.
someone will show me a song and like I'm just not in the room to like just absorb it the way I should. But then I'll go listen to it by myself and it'll hit a lot harder. Or
So-
if I'm doing something else, I don't know, there's a memory attached
He
to
just
the
don't
music.
like people putting him on and shit. He wants to be like, yeah, I
think
found
that's
it.
I think that's
Maybe
part
that's
of
the
it for
case,
sure.
too.
But I think it's also like it's more of like a you issue where it's like the environment that you're in might not cultivate like the right like it might not allow you to actually like listen to the song.
or
And
nigga
and
put a
I feel
headphone
that,
in my
though.
ear like, yo, listen to this shit real quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah, the environment that you're in doesn't allow you to fully like embrace
Yeah.
the song. I think with that though, you have to be willing to communicate that. You feel me? Like you be like, this is my thoughts on it. Like I wasn't really messing with it, but I also was doing this and this. So I'm gonna try it again later. Like you could tell people that
That's
too.
fair.
Like
That's fair.
Bro,
At
that's
least.
one thing. Like, all niggas got to do about anything is communicate, bro.
facts.
Yeah,
Like,
facts. You just
for
gotta
example,
speak.
what I was saying earlier, like, if
Okay.
niggas wasn't rock on my music, that's okay. You could tell me that. My feelings ain't gonna be hurt. But if you at least say something, you know what I'm saying, acknowledge that shit's going on.
Anything, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just like not saying nothing or not supporting me in any capacity or none of that shit, like not acknowledging that I do that shit, it make me feel like naturally like that shit don't matter to you. You don't give a fuck about that
Yeah,
shit.
that's real shit.
And that my music is me. So if you don't give a fuck about my music or you won't at least support it or like acknowledge that it exists, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're overlooking me. Cause then what am I to you? You know what I'm saying? I'm just a nigga you fucking smoke with. I'm just a nigga you
Yeah.
fucking invite to parties
Yeah,
to
no
have niggas
bullshit.
there.
That's what you're saying.
They quick to,
Sometimes
you
like
know,
your personal
invite you to
relations
do
and shit.
not negative things, but just things that aren't necessarily helping you.
Right.
It was
Mad
something
quick,
That's
that
all
this
we
shit
do
to
is just drink and smoke.
This nigga Vino explained this to me the other day. He was like, a lot of the times, sometimes your friends, they're always just gonna see you as a friend first before an artist type shit.
Yeah.
And then like people who met you as an artist, it's like they value the art because that's how they met you. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like niggas you grew up with as a friend
Sometimes.
type shit. Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. No bullshit.
But I got friends who are some of my biggest supporters though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but it's
It
like
depend, yeah.
you feel me? Everything's circumstantial.
Sometimes that
but
do
yeah.
make sense. Like I'll show my brother my music, and like it's hard for him to like judge it because it's like I know you. I've known
Yeah.
you since I was like since you were 6 years old. You feel me? Like it's weird to hear you
All his life.
on this type of time. Like I don't know. You feel me? Compared to someone who doesn't know you and their only exposure to you is music.
I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. Maybe that's
I
because
don't
of the type of music you make. But I feel like everybody that ever heard my music, they be like, yeah, this is Nate making this shit. Like this doesn't like it's not like a separation
It's
between
not a
who I am as an
but-
artist. It's like they just be like,
But
I'ma
even
just tell
then,
you
if
this
someone
thing
knew you
about you.
like your whole life and then they heard this music, they'd be like, I didn't even know you were on this type of time. Like, damn.
maybe like
Yeah.
skill wise, but not like the content.
Mm.
Feel
If
me?
you're being
And I-
true to yourself to
That's
begin
what I'm
with.
saying. I think that might be like part of the disconnect also is that like when, especially in rap music, niggas be bragging about mad shit, bro. Like that's all niggas do.
Yeah.
Like niggas don't know how to tell a story. Like niggas is really just like, that's all they do is
It
rap.
was more
That's
so
how I
in
feel
the
in my
sense of like he was
I
saying
feel like
like
on the shit, nigga.
That nigga, your brother's not in your head though.
it's more
That's
so
why
in
you
the
So that's
sense
why
listen to the
he's like,
music,
he's
man.
like, I don't know, I'm confused. Type shit. I feel.
but the
Nah,
nigga is-
he know I'm not.
is
I'll
that?
make sure to say it in the crib.
He like in the crib, I'm that nigga. Just like, he be like,
Nah, to
yeah,
build up
but
on
I
Anderson
ain't-
type shit, it was
Nigga,
more
Tomo's
so in
doing
the
that
sense
shit.
where he's like, it would be like, oh, that's just bro, you feel me, type shit, opposed to like somebody who
Yeah.
see you as like a star type shit. It would be like, oh, you feel
That's
me?
the thing. You also
It's-
do like
it's a
it's
star
hard to
factor
see
to it.
someone as a star. I
Type
think that's
shit.
more what it is too.
That's
It's
what
like
you're trying to
like
explain. Because it's like,
because if you're
that's real.
I don't know, look at anybody who you know might look at as a star. You feel me?
because like
To
your
them, they
parents,
just have
bro, you feel me?
They
Like
have a-
no how matter how big you get, you can be like, my birthdays and nigga,
Yeah,
like,
my
your parents
parents-
type shit, like it's like,
fuck,
but it's
fuck
like
this little nigga. That's my son.
That's
some
Nate
niggas be
Nicholas
like,
to
yo, this is
y'all.
my
That's
bro.
Nicholas to me. Like Nate
My
Nicholas.
parents
to
think
me.
the music gave me a big
Nate
ego.
Nicholas.
I hope that I'm not
They
Nicholas
think that
anymore.
they think that I'm famous and that the music
That's
gave me a
what
big
they think.
ego.
Mm.
that's
Damn.
fine.
Like, cause I talked back to my sister like a few weeks ago, bro.
They was like, look at this nigga.
bro,
Lay it
They're
on
like,
my
look
house,
what-
though.
they're like, look what he has become.
What?
The fame
Like,
monster.
what do they think of your music? Do they have they heard your music and shit?
bro, like they've heard it because my brother's shown it to them type shit. But I've
It'd be
tried
like
so
that.
hard to
It'd be
keep that
like that.
separate
It'd be
because
like
it's like my parents. I feel like my parents think. Recently, they're starting to like see who I am type shit. But they always thought I'm like this like really like well spoken, like polite, super like I don't know, smart kid who just like
And those,
I don't know,
those
are
you
might
not
still be
those
true.
things?
Yeah, it
Sometimes
might
you
still be
don't want to
true.
consider
But that's
yourself.
not
I mean,
all you are, though.
yeah.
Sometimes I
It's
can be ignorant as hell
Yes.
too. Nigga.
Yeah, literally. Sometimes I could be ignorant as hell. Sometimes
love
I could be
belligerence.
fucking cocky and egotistical or just like I got a whole negative side of shit to me that I never tried. I never wanted them to see because like I'm their son. You know what I'm saying? Like I want them to have the best image of me as possible, even if that comes at the cost of them not knowing me as well. Which I feel like my parents don't know who I am very well, and it's honestly my fault because I haven't shown that to them. Like my mom was asking to come to my event yesterday, and like honestly, I would have let her come, no bullshit. But like, she's like a 50-something-year-old woman. Like I didn't want her in that hot ass room getting crushed by people and
I
shit.
don't
My
think
mom
she
in them
wants to.
spaces, bro. It's a certain
Bro,
type of
right?
force I
Don't blame
want
me,
to
bro.
pull up.
If I was dying, my nigga, like
Yeah, no bullshit.
No,
She-
yeah, in
she
terms of
would-
like the temperature and all that, I feel you. But I'm talking about what you just said, like, why not?
Cause I don't know, cause I feel
Mom
I don't
ever
know. I
bought
feel
your
like
clothes?
she, huh?
Your mom ever bought your clothes?
Yeah, she put up to my pop ups. That's why she put everyone on like my pop ups. She put up type shit.
yeah.
But it's just like certain concerts and shit, like the settings, just like literally the setting. I'm like,
I
it's
feel
like a
like
weird
yesterday
setting.
was smooth.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah,
like, what,
no
like,
bullshit,
what if
'cause
your mom's
it-
standing there like trying to enjoy, and then someone just blow smoke in her face?
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
That's why I
Like,
don't go
I
to
don't want my
events.
mom to see that shit.
It's
like,
not even that, cause my mom smoke, but it's just like type shit like just the setting. I feel like that setting is just like a weird. It's where mosh pits is going on type shit.
Yeah.
I feel like the outdoor
You gotta fight
performances and
someone if
shit,
they knock, like, accidentally knock over your mom.
I feel like she'll fight them. No bullshit. Mom's a
Oh, so
G,
your
nigga,
mom
no
also
bullshit.
like younger than like most of our moms. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. It beats. Yeah, it's just different.
I feel you.
Someone knock over my mom. I'm not gonna lie. I have to kill him. No bullshit.
I'm curious
Facts.
to like, I'm like even through my own experience, because you're talking about like your parent not really, you feel like your parent don't really know you to that extent.
Yeah.
Maybe that will change as you get older. You feel me?
Sure.
Because the dynamic
I hope
changes
so.
too. Because it's like you go from like, I'm your son, you just tell me what to do, and
Yeah.
now it's like
Yeah.
you get to a point like
Oh
you
my
don't tell me
God.
what to do. If anything, I just tell you what I be on so that you know and have an understanding.
Right.
But like At this point, I'm just moving as my own individual, and now I feel comfortable enough on letting you in because there's not really anything much you can do about it but accept it.
No bullshit. That's how I kind of been transitioning our relationship. Like, I spent so much, bro. I've gotten up to so much goon shit during my teenage years, and it's like they don't know shit about any of it. Because I would
Maybe
just
they shouldn't know about those parts.
Nah, the thing is, for me
But,
personally, my own experience, I think it was best for me to just be so transparent with my mom, because then she just knew this is just where he's at in life. This is the type of time he's on. This is just what he's doing.
Nah,
and I think that's what made her. That's what made her respect. Like,
that I can't tell
this
my
is his age.
Oh
this
no,
is
bro! I was getting crazy from like
on, you know?
14 to 18.
Like,
no bullshit. So
I
it's
was
like
telling my mom about shit that
I
happened
would
like
just,
years
like-
ago on some shit. You ever do that? I'll be like,
Like, what's the statute of limitations is up?
one day
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Yeah, y'all niggas was on some demon time, bro.
Nah, I was wildin'.
Yes.
Bro, I stopped asking to go places because I knew they'd just say no. So I just started walking out the crib and just praying they don't notice. And it worked like this whole time. But now I'm
That's
just like,
honestly a
Don't you think that might
Now
be
I'm-
setting them up to not fully,
Trust you?
not even trust, but like respect the maturity that it's like, oh,
bro, they already don't fully respect me though. They still see me as a baby. Like it's not. All right.
how do they see
obviously-
that? How do they see that growth
All right,
if they don't see
Let
you
me
making
explain
those
myself.
strides?
Let me
is what
explain
I'm saying.
myself. Like, I feel like after all these years, after all the shit that I've done and like achieved and shit like that, I should get some type of leverage to stand on. I should get some type of say in conversations and shit. But when I'm trying to explain some shit to them or ask them politely if I could go somewhere or some shit, and they're just shutting me down just because they don't like how it sounds and they're not even willing to hear me out, all right, then I'm just gonna have to take that shit for myself.
Your parents are from DR?
Yeah. Like, it's like,
Alright.
I understand. Yeah, for most people, the dynamic with like first, like immigrant parents is like,
Facts, yeah.
okay, yeah, you got to listen to them and get your ass beat. And for me, it was that for a while. But I was just like, dog, like, I'm tired of fucking missing out on my life or what everyone's doing.
I was about to say, what is that moment that you grab the belt and you like, chill, nigga?
Yo, one time I did that. My mom
Get
like
beat
got
10
it twisted
times
in her
worse.
head, and she's like, "Oh, you trying to hit
Fight
me?
me back,
You trying to
they
hit me? Like you trying to fight me?"
They think you're fighting back if you
Yeah,
stop
like,
the
bro.
beating from happening.
She gonna call
I don't
everybody
know.
talking about,
Like-
yo, this is what he's doing. Man.
It's funny. They all got the same lines. Like, how many times have you heard like, oh, you want to cry? Let me give you a reason to cry.
I'll give
like,
you a reason to cry. Nah, that's
bro.
crazy.
toxic as
Trauma.
hell, bro.
It's just
Yeah,
passed
for
down,
real.
It is trauma. It is
That's what I'm saying.
generational trauma. And like this year, I've been realizing that like a lot of shit inside me even is just generational trauma that's been passed down to me that I never really processed. Like I used to,
Get to work.
yeah.
It's
I
no
know,
way
no,
this
I'm
shit
saying-
got passed down that many generations. Like that's too.
Bro,
Like,
like,
y'all gotta remember,
nah,
bro.
listen.
So
my
we gotta
mom,
be the niggas.
Niggas used to be
We do
enslaved,
gotta
bro.
be the
no,
niggas
literally,
that's
bro.
like,
My
yeah,
mom,
bullshit.
when my mom was growing up in DR, it was a time of like great civil unrest. Like this dictator was in office and shit. And niggas would literally come door to door and like kidnap your family members. And that shit happened to my mom. That's why she's so anxious and high strung about everything. And that's why she don't like letting me go out.
Niggas would
Because
pull
she
up to
still
Haiti
got
and
trauma
kidnap
about
them
that
too.
shit.
You know what they call
Yeah.
that? You know what they call that in Cape Verde? Kasubadi. Like
Okay.
it's
No
like
one in the- I'm
no,
sorry,
no,
no one
no,
in the room
no.
can
But
like-
like
What does that mean? What does that translate to?
catch a body.
Y'all niggas are funny, bro. Y'all niggas are funny, bro.
I think it was Greenies who like came back
Oh,
to
like,
Cape
yeah,
Verde and
calling
like
it
brought
that.
it back.
Kasubadi.
Kasubadi, nigga. Kasubadi.
Niggas.
That's cold. That's cold. I'm not gonna
Cool
lie.
Italian nigga.
Facts.
But
Kasubadi.
I was gonna say though, do you have a car yet?
No,
Because I think all of
can't
that
drive.
changes once you get a car. Once you get a car, there's not anything you're telling me to do. At that
I
point,
never had a car, nigga. I still.
but you probably had to wait
That's
till
what
a
he's
certain
saying.
age. You feel me?
He said,
Nigga, like,
nah,
he take
I
a
was-
bus, you have a
bro,
car.
ever since nigga, my mom let me take the train by myself, nigga. It was boom, nigga. I'm
Right.
out,
That's
nigga.
facts.
Nigga like me taking the bus and
Maybe
shit
it's a little
everywhere.
different. What about you?
I will
Yeez?
say, yeah, these niggas don't be from
Nah,
the
bro,
city,
I feel
bro.
like-
Niggas from a town, bro.
Just doing shit, bro. Like
You still got it. I mean, I was still asking permission until I got my whip. After that, it's like I'm gonna tell you where I'm going out of respect, so that
That
you
was
know
in
where
like
it
college,
like,
bro.
Huh?
So that was in like college.
Yeah, up until high school, it's
That's
like,
a
yo,
close.
can I go to? Can Malari
That's-
scoop me?
like,
Can
I
I
hate
go to
that, bro.
Someone
Olivier's
after
crib?
high school, right?
they
Yeah,
dropped my
after-
real
That
name.
nigga, that's where he's at right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Like now I just tell them shit and like if they don't like
I
it,
think
like,
the car,
oh
does,
well.
like even if you get a car at a younger age, I think it just makes a whole lot of difference. There's nothing you can tell me.
Niggas is
after that.
poor, bro.
No bullshit. After the missing person report, bro, they just happy I got my location on.
That's real. What? That's real.
All right, ready?
Kasukaru.
You gotta talk about it.
What is it? What are you talking about? You
fire
gotta tell the
segment.
story.
Alright.
You gotta tell the
Alright,
story.
peep
Hold on,
this.
hold on.
Yeah, talk about.
I'm
cause
finna
that's
tell
prom,
the full
right?
story from my perspective. This is the whole truth.
Spit.
All right.
Missing.
So prom night, right? This shorty from my school who like my friends are friends with, she like wanted to like rent a party bus and shit for us to go because she got bread and shit. So we pulled up to her house. We took pre-prom flakes, whatever. Everything is nice.
Pre-what?
So,
Pre-prom. Okay.
Yeah. So then on the bus, like on the party bus, niggas start getting rowdy, you know what I'm saying? We on our way to prom, so niggas start busting out like the nips, the little bottles and shit. Niggas start drinking. All right, whatever. We got this old ass white man as the bus driver.
In theory.
Let's say that could happen, yes.
Yeah, it could have happened, you know, who knows? But yeah, we got this old ass white man as the driver. And this nigga was cool, all good with us and everything. We hopping off the bus. We're like, oh, can we leave our shit on the bus? He's like, yeah. So my phone slipped out and I forgot. I didn't realize till I was inside, right? Yo, tell me why the second we get out that shit, yo, this nigga gonna call the cops, bro. Nigga gonna call the police, the Quincy police. Like, bro, I was deathly afraid all my shit was about to get taken to the Quincy police station. And on top of that, my location was off, right? So the shorty's dad, he hops on the bus.
Why you call the police?
Because, I don't know, underage drinking. Hypothetically.
How you call the police? Nigga, he gonna go to jail for that too.
Bro, like, what the fuck? You was driving.
He was harboring that shit.
No bullshit. He's a fool.
Nigga, you signed up to drive a fucking
I would
party
just
bus,
be like,
bro.
that nigga gave me the
Like, what if the police came and they just locked him up?
Oh my God. I fucking wish, bro.
They're right over there.
Mr. Krabs meme, bro. You don't-
The whole world shaking.
What?
What a fool.
My
So
bus.
yeah, I spend the whole prom without my phone, whatever. I'm kind of cooling. Shorty tells me her dad got it. I'm like, all right, bet, let me grab it before y'all leave. They left without me or without giving it to me. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I hop in my homie Will's whip. We're headed to his crib. I'm about to just stay the night there. And on the way, I called my brother, not my family, this is where I made the mistake. I called him because I assumed that if they got worried and my phone was off, I wasn't responding, they would just call him because he's my older brother and they know I'm mad close to him. And he will be like, oh yeah, like it's okay. And I didn't want to talk to them directly and be like, oh, I'm about to stay at my homie's crib because I just didn't want to get bitched at. I just didn't feel like getting bitched at, to be real.
Yeah, no, you trying to avoid the conversation.
Yeah. So, all right, everything's cool and shit. I'm cooling. The next morning, I wake up at 7 a.m. on this nigga's couch, right? His mom's handing me the phone. She's like, yeah, like the school's calling. I think they're worried about you. I'm like, all right.
Calling.
So like I call my sister.
This is a Sunday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or no. I
Might have been a prom.
No. I
day.
had prom on a Tuesday and this was Wednesday morning.
Okay, I was like, damn, the school calling you on a Sunday. God.
Nah, so so I call my mom. My sister picks up, right? And she's just immediately pissed. She's like, where are you? Like, I tell her she's coming to get me, whatever. I hop in the whip. It's her and my dad, right? And I hop in the back and immediately, as soon as I hop in, she's fucking cussing me out crazy, going absolutely dumb on me. It's like, usually I could take someone cussing me out, but I don't know. Something about that whole situation. Like, I was stressed the whole time because I knew my family would be tweaking type shit. And especially once I heard that they called the school and shit. And I didn't have my phone. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So she's going stupid on me, bro. Honestly, I tried so hard to hold it in, but I snapped. I ain't never cussed at my sister before, bro. But I went ham.
What's the age gap?
She's like 28.
Oh, so she's a lot older than you.
Yeah, but she thinks she's my mom, bro. My older brother's 30. You're not even the oldest sibling in this equation. And that nigga treats me like a nigga, you know what I'm saying, with respect. Like if I don't know. And like I appreciate it, but that's not the point. Yeah. So I started cussing her back out, you know what I'm saying? We passed the point of no return, so I just went stupid, honestly. Like it kind of felt good to get it out. But I don't like what that did to our relationship and everything. But yeah, long story short, my parents filed a missing fucking person report on me. And the icing on the cake is...
I was going to joke. I was going to make that joke like, they probably filed them.
They literally did, bro.
Okay.
They literally did. And the craziest thing is, like, when I went in later that night to apologize to them for putting them through that much stress and shit, I was like, yo, like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But, like, still, y'all couldn't have waited till the morning at least to file that. And they're like, we did wait till the morning. We waited till 6 a.m.
He's sick. He's sick as hell.
All right, on prom night,
6 a.m.
where you think I'm about to be on prom night, right? Where you think I'm really about to be doing on prom night?
Such a
And you gonna tell me you gonna file a missing person report at 6 a.m.? For all you know, I'm still up and active. You feel me? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So it's just, that's crazy to me. But
see,
did you go to prom?
I was about to say, I never had my prom experience.
about to
So
say,
it's
I
for
remember
y'all
that.
to like be able to
I
say,
ain't go to prom either.
nigga, prom was ass.
first year,
It do be ass, nigga.
I'm glad I went so I didn't
I went
have
to
phone.
Dubai
Jeez,
instead.
bro.
So, I'm cooling.
He's with the whites.
Well, yeah.
Me too. You was dancing with white hoes?
He was in there with the.
What was the soundtrack? What was the soundtrack? What was the soundtrack like at your prom?
Nigga, I don't even fucking know, but it was ass.
Tonight's gonna
My shit was ass too.
Good night.
I was getting
Nah, 'cause
sturdy,
the
bro.
reason why
I
I
don't
don't
give a
even
fuck.
You getting sturdy on
It'd be the
them?
most stupid song. I'm getting sturdy, bro. Cause me, like, I used to be a shy ass nigga at parties and shit. And I'm still kind of a shy nigga, but if I'm really in that mindset, bro, I'm gonna get lit. I don't give a fuck if I look stupid. I don't give a fuck if I'm the only nigga getting lit. At least I can say I got lit. You look dumb as shit sitting in the corner of a party. Why you even here, nigga? You just standing around.
Yeah,
Niggas
you
scared.
gotta find a party
Whole
bag to
city.
get into.
Niggas standing around scared of the hoes, bro. Like, come on, I'm sick. I don't know.
Scared of the
See, I get
hoes.
into mad different party bags. There's 3 different party bags. It's very rare that I'll dance, but there's the dancing bag. You know what I mean? A little whatever.
Little 2-step.
And sometimes it depends. Also, I like dance with individual people. You feel me? That's like, yeah, if I'm gonna do it at all. Then you got your conversation bag, where it's like basically I'm going around. I'm like talking to as many different people as I possibly can. So it's like I'm not just standing there doing nothing. I'm like introduce myself. The Eves method we like to
But
call it.
that bag might not be. You might not be able to get into that bag
I
if
mean,
the
it depends
music's
on the
too loud.
environment.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The Eves method be working from time to time. But then you got the Nate method. Pull up with some food. You feel me? And then,
That's a part of his outfit.
Because like I'm pretty sure I had a conversation with someone yesterday where they had no idea what the fuck I was saying, but acted like they did. You feel me? Like
I do that sometimes,
The
'cause
music
if
was
it's-
so
yeah.
loud. I went up to a person and like imagine
But
that.
what's so hard about in the moment just being like, I can't hear you.
Cause sometimes
No,
you
no,
do
no,
it like
no.
4 times, bro, and I just be like, oh, I.
But I'm on but I'm on the
It's
other
like, damn,
end.
this shit not gonna
And,
connect.
like I think at first they got what I was trying to say. I was like, yo, you're a dope artist, blah blah blah, and I was like, and at first she's probably just piecing it together at that point. Thanks.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
And then it's just loud ass music blasting. And it's like I can't hear shit you're saying, but thank you. Yeah.
Bullshit. Sometimes be like, and he'll be like, yo, what's good, bro? I'll be like, looks. And then-
It's like 3 standard options. I feel you. I hear you. Good looks. Like
Facts.
I just be like, looks, bro.
See,
I appreciate
sometimes
that,
what I
bro.
do is when I'm speaking to someone and I imagine that they can't hear me, is I'll say some bullshit. Like just to the age. Like I'll be like, after they like nod their head to some shit that might feel a little off, I'm just like, yeah, bro, no bullshit. Your mom's mad cool.
No bullshit,
And niggas
yeah.
be like, yeah, bro, for sure, bro. And I'm
I'll
like,
just be like,
You're like,
Yo,
this is done.
I'm like, yeah,
yeah, I'll be
your
like,
sister too,
treehouse
bro.
windbreaker
Niggas like,
backpack, and then just be like,
I be saying that to niggas. I be saying that, bro. Yeah, bro. No bullshit. Cause you feel me? Yeah,
be like,
bro.
looks, bro.
yo,
That shit's
about
hard.
70% of the time I say I feel you, I wasn't feeling you.
I don't say that's why I don't be saying I feel
80%
you.
of
I
the
be like,
time I
nah,
said
see,
I hear
see.
you. I did hear
Heard
you,
you.
but I ain't hear you.
That's what I'm saying. No, I heard you.
Like
I just
I
couldn't comprehend.
literally heard you.
I
And
heard you.
that's
I'll really
about
try to hear
it.
niggas. Like, I'll sit there. I'll be like, yo. I'll be like, hold on. I'll just be like, yo, come. Like, say that shit, bro. Say it slow, nigga. Like,
Say that shit.
I'm saying,
pull
I
out
don't
your
think that
phone,
much of a
type
tell.
that shit out, nigga.
Be like, text me, bro. Right
Just
now,
text
bro.
me, bro.
I need the subtitles, bro. I need them.
bullshit.
I hate screaming,
So
bro.
tough.
So like
Yeah.
networking at parties and shit. Like I don't like raising my voice.
No bullshit. That's why all of us sound like this today, nigga. Because niggas
Right?
fucking screaming
Niggas was,
yesterday.
bro, I've been screaming all day yesterday,
Yeah,
bro.
No, I'm not gonna hold you up. Big ups to you, Nate. Like you lost your voice before the performance started, but you was able to hold it down.
Facts.
Nigga set me up for failure.
Yeah, nah, you did a lot better than I did last time. My voice, I lost my voice. I was gone.
nigga did the same shit to me, bro. At the party, he was like, yo, bro, you trying to perform GMST? I was like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
He was like, all right.
And then, right? That nigga's a corny shiesty, bro. That nigga's a shiesty nigga, bro.
Oh, you
What did
saying
he
that-
do to get you to perform?
You guys were
What he do to
performing
get you to
Judas.
perform?
Bro, nothing. I was like, bro,
Nothing.
she's gonna do the
Just played
song,
it.
bro. I was
Just
like,
played
I'm
it.
going, nah, I can't
Like,
let this
this
nigga,
nigga,
bro.
bro,
He's
just
like,
I was
all
like-
right. He's like, all right, I'll
Bro,
perform
I was
by
like,
myself.
bro, if they play it, bro, we'll turn up. You feel me? Like we march this shit, whatever. He was like,
not
I'm not trying to perform
performing
it. You
it,
feel
though.
me? He was like, all right, bro. And then he asked me again. I was like, nah, bro, I'm not performing it. And then he went up.
And this is
I see this
after I
nigga
told
get the
you
mic.
too,
I was just like,
And this is after I told you what happened to me. Like earlier in the day, like I hit him this week and I was like, so you doing
talking
Judas
about
in your
XO?
set? Yeah. XO Shaquem. I was like, you doing Judas in your set? He's like, yeah. The day of the performance comes up, now they're like cutting people's performances short because they're like running low on time.
Yeah.
So he's like, they asked him like, you got your songs? He's like, yeah. And then he's like, you ready? And I'm like, for what? And he's like, do Judas. And I'm like, I was like, oh, you trying to do it during your set? He's like, yeah. I was like, nah, bro. I was like, I'm not trying to do that because
You
like
gotta see it
set's
through.
shorter now. And he was like, word, all right. And then he like disappeared, bro. And then he just said my name during this shit. I was like, nigga, I was like, why? I walked
Yo.
up, cause like you should see my face. The nigga Steph was laughing, bro. I walked up, I was like, word, what's up? I was like, what's good, bro? Cause like, you know what I mean? We be locked in the sessions and shit, like making all the songs. So I'm like, yeah, bro, you know what? I was in the session when you was writing this. And then the nigga was like, you about to do Judas. I was like,
Nigga smile
I was
slowly.
like, well, now I'm
fades.
already up here, so it's like I'm not gonna do it, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm like,
respect. I
whatever.
respect the method. You know, it's it's better to ask for forgiveness than for ask for permission.
Hey, you getting results.
Facts. Yeah, this shit was hard.
Because he ended up getting,
That shit was
you guys
hard,
were
bro.
performing
Everyone-
Judas, and Axel's performance was crazy.
That shit was tough.
No bullshit. That song go crazy every time live.
Hell yeah.
I be the Jewish. I be the
Especially at the end when Nate be like,
Yo, facts. Every time.
And I've seen you
No
perform it
bullshit.
enough times, like,
Couldn't even do that.
yeah.
It was still lit.
Nah, yeah, that shit was
Yo,
fire. though.
everyone hopped in that bitch too.
Facts. That shit was mad scary. This nigga DeAndre just spawned. I was like, yo.
the crowd engagement was really good all the way up until the end too. I like that. Even as more people left, like crowd that was still there, it was mad engaged.
Because
I
it's
was like,
love, the actual
thankfully,
love
yeah.
in the crowd.
For real, bro.
That's really what it be.
Yeah, it was really. I think that's one of the things that I think is always really just cool in general about like community events is that the people that are putting them together, they make sure to hold it down in different ways. You feel me? It's like not everybody that's like helping to create the event is going to facilitate the event. Some of them might be more behind the scenes people. They're gonna be like getting lit to like the
They
the
just
show
as
aspect
important
of it.
too. It's a
Exactly.
structure to this shit. So
You feel me?
yeah.
Like we have food. You feel me? It's like people doing like vending, everything, and like just people
Food
holding
got
it
that
down.
Everyone was holding it
bullshit.
down.
That's facts.
Who got that lit?
Yeah, this nigga
I
Dirty
was
showed up.
eating-
like,
yeah,
surviving
yeah,
off
yeah.
the-
Cookies,
The
nigga,
cookies
I
was
was
fire.
eating
The
shit.
cookies was fire.
Dirty's
the-
Cookies, that's
Yes.
Boston Cookie Kitchen.
I
All right,
never-
Boston Cookie Kitchen on
Yes, sir.
Instagram.
Go
That
follow
shit
that.
is
He made that shit with a
bussin'.
Heath bar, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Heath bar,
Heath
yeah.
bar.
I never had
I've
one
never
before.
had a Heath bar. So
But
when
I
he
was
told me
like,
that, I was like,
Yeah, I'm saying. Never.
Heath bar be
You don't
smart,
fuck with
man.
Heath?
Never, bro. I never had
I don't
that
even know
shit.
what that is.
If I see
bro.
that shit,
I think it's just
it's like,
it's
I'm gonna look
chocolate.
at it's a Snicker. I'm gonna look at
Toffee
a
and
Snicker, bro.
chocolate.
I'm gonna get the Snicker instead. Why the fuck would I get that?
You
Facts,
never had a
bro.
Heath bar. That's why.
You gotta expand your candy
Maybe
palette.
now I will.
You know what's
No.
okay? Can I
Nigga,
tell
don't
you
eat
something
candy,
that's
fuck
actually
that shit.
kind of embarrassing?
What's up?
I had an almond joy last night. That shit was busting.
I told you that
Joys
shit
ain't bad.
smack,
Almond
nigga.
Joys ain't bad.
Is that the
I don't like
coconut
I don't like-
shit?
Nah, there's two versions though.
That's Mounds. Mounds is without the almond.
You gotta put one in the freezer, bro. and
I never
eat
had
that
it in the
shit,
freezer.
bro.
Cold
I don't like
chocolate
dried
bars.
It's not
coconut.
bad.
I don't like dried
But you said
coconut.
it smacked though.
It was
right?
busting.
That's what I'm saying. It smacked. I used to think that shit was bad too. I used to be like, what the fuck is this? I'm not about to eat this shit. My mom did one day was like,
we was
eat it,
young, bro. We was
I was
young.
like,
Bro, I
yo,
almost started
this
crying,
shit smacking,
bro.
huh?
It's because our palate changed. We're older
No,
now.
I first
bro.
had it when I was young.
And you didn't like it when
No, I first had it and I liked it.
When you was young.
There was shit I just used to try shit because I would look at shit. I'd be like, why the fuck would I eat that? It looks weird. You feel me?
And that's the thing.
When I was
but
younger,
the thing
yeah.
about the almond joy is I really just don't like dried coconut. Like I
I
don't
feel
like
you.
I
I
don't
don't
like it in
either.
anything.
I
I
feel
don't
you.
like
Me
the
neither.
consistency, the texture, but it's different.
What
in
made
the
you try
almond
it, though?
joy. Don't worry about that. But it was different. It was different in the almond.
He did
joy.
it for a woman.
I didn't do it. I did it because they were in my house, and I was just like, you know what? I've been talking shit about almond joy for so
Nigga
long.
was like,
Nigga watching out for his
I've
ancestors.
seen a lot of
It was a
niggas.
pack of 5 of them, and there was only 2 left. So I was like, damn,
eat
can't
a
take
nigga ass
one.
like an almond joy.
Where did that come
I was
from?
waiting for someone to say it. I wasn't
What
gonna
was
say it
that,
myself.
Quavo? That was Quavo?
I wasn't gonna say yeah. That was out of
Eat a
pocket.
nigga.
Shout out
I'm
nigga.
not even saying that
Shout out
shit.
nigga Quavo, bro. Shout out my
Let me
nigga.
tell you something.
What's that
Someone
nigga name?
casted
Quavius,
me.
bro? What Quavius?
Quavius.
What's that nigga Quavo's real name? It's like
Quatavius, yeah.
Quatavius.
Shout out nigga
What's Takeoff's real name? It's like Kachink.
Take off yours.
Cut chick, nigga. That sounds like a sound effect, my nigga.
That sounds like a slur.
Just watch your cars, bro.
That sounds like a slur.
Yo, I gotta look that up.
When you
That's
fucking
good.
when you put a coin into the slot, ka-ching, ching, ka-ching.
It's something like that where it's like almost sound like a sound effect.
No, you
When you
forced.
flick a knight's armor.
He
What's
forced
his
there,
name,
bro? His name is Kirschnick.
Yeah,
That nigga is crazy. You sound like the illest quarterback.
Like
No.
some medieval shit, nigga. Like,
You said that made
Hold
it
on,
sound
Kirschnick
like
is
Kachink,
bathroom.
Kachink.
Nah, you good.
nigga,
Oh
Kirschnick.
my god.
Hey man.
Yo, do y'all want to fuck with
Shout out
the
to
XXL
Migos.
freestyles though?
Yeah, let's do them. Let's
Shout out
do
to
them.
Migos, man.
Let's check out some.
All right, let's go through the list first, and then when he comes back, we'll like watch them.
Work on the weekday, party on the weekend.
Yo, Nate took off his
Our
headphones.
goddess.
Oh,
why you take your headphones
Nate
off?
took off the headphones. I let him start off.
That shit was bad.